back to Driveway. We're packaging up the supercharger and everything from the Tiburon. We're planning on selling this since I'm turning that back into the reliable daily driver. Doing that whole cam swap that went south on me wasn't too much fun, and we got the Crossfire here to take over the speed duties. So we won't be needing this anymore, and I'd like to get a head start on the transmission that we need for the Crossfire. So that way I can get mocking up the engine and start getting into some interesting stuff with it. So once I get this thing all boxed up, it'll be for sale. So if any of you guys want supercharger for the Tiburon, as for the 2.7, it'll also work on Sonatas that came with it, and I believe someone even put one on a Santa Fe. So we got gaskets, we got the big bore throttle body, we got this hole set up here, and I'm going to throw in the ported lower intake manifold and the bigger injectors. So in the future, if you want to go to stage 2, you've got most of the parts ready for that. I'll probably even throw in the AN fittings that hook on for the intercooler piece. So that's an additional 30-40 bucks worth of fittings that we'll be giving away. So if anyone wants to try to salvage the cams, you could probably just drop it off at a machine shop and get it repinned, and you might be able to have a almost $900 set of cams for, I'd probably get rid of it for 200 bucks. So got that there, or make an offer for this here, somewhere in that 2,000 vicinity, or make an offer. Never know. Anyways, I've been doing a lot of work here, trying to get the garage cleaned back out again after swapping out the Tiburon and all that type of stuff. And kind of ran low on time, and winter in the house and all sorts of stuff. So we'll do a quick little run around today and show you what we're doing. Alright, so initially I had planned on working on the Raider, getting that transmission and everything in there, but it's all nice and cold and wet, and I don't know about anyone else, but I don't like working on wet vehicles, because whenever you're rolling around underneath it, it always wants to drip on you. But we've got everything staged, ready to go there. We've got over here the Crossfire engine and transmission put on a movable dolly, so that way it can move around the shop. And I slid the Tiburon engine over there in the corner, and right now we're going to go take a look at that and show you what crap went down. So yeah. Alright, so we got this guy. And you can take a look. Hopefully we can get a look in here. There we go. There's, you can see the valve there, valve there. This is the good side of the head. Now over here, looks like this guy over here is slightly bent, but then this guy here is completely gone. So that's your problem. And it kind of looked like it scored the cylinder a little bit when that piece of the valve came off. So yay. And basically over here you can just see the spot where the pin sheared off. So I don't know exactly what happened, whether the bolt backed out. I don't know. Maybe I should have thrown a little bit of Loctite on there or something. Don't really know what happened, but it happened. So anyways, new engine is in the car and it's working and driving, so at least one thing chalked up for victory. Found out these cheap furniture movers work quite well. They say they're rated for 1,000 pounds, but I don't believe that. But anyways, this little guy can't be more than 300 pounds. So that works well. Crossfire is still here. We gotta get the cage rolling back into that thing and we'll start making some good progress on that here. Getting the garage slightly cleaned up. It's like about a week ago, had the front end, 2 engines, and we just had a complete disaster up there. You could barely even walk into the garage. So that's kind of why I wasn't making any videos, is there was no place to put the tripod, no place to do anything, and I just wanted to knock out that car and just be done with it. So onward to the next. All right, and kind of while I was waiting on doing the Raider, wow, this is really grainy today. But anyways, I wasn't looking forward to lifting this huge hulking piece of machinery, so I went and just picked up a cheap little transmission jack. So that'll give the lift that we need to get that into the Raider without too much of a problem. So that'll be nice. Step in the right direction. Gonna clean up some more stuff in here. And there's the Raider out here waiting to roll in here. So on to the other side. Now over here, I've been experimenting with different colors for shirts and so on and so forth. Got some nephews that want some shirts, so should probably have quite a few of these black ones left over, so anyone wants one, thinking like 10 bucks, let it ride. So yeah, now let's head on into the house and show you what I've been working on there. Alright, now quite some time ago you probably saw me working in this room, putting up the drywall, doing the insulation, windows, all that type of stuff. That was probably almost a year ago. I've kind of been neglecting the house as I was working on the Crossfire, and yeah, you know how that goes. And so anyways, I got cracking back in here, and you can see where we got a recessed spot for a TV. We got our little fireplace. Walls have all been painted. We're just waiting on some trim. I gotta go next time over to find the trim that matches the rest of the trim that I have, because the local store stopped carrying a certain style and wants twice as much for a different wood variety than what I got here, and these are just getting painted, so why worry about wood? Yeah, anyways, we've got all the electrical done, and we'll be working on the floor here pretty soon. So hopefully go pick up a drum sander rental and get going on this. I'll probably bring you in for that part because there's a lot of misinformation on the internet. Some of the biggest viewed how to do floors type of thing are done really horrible, and while I might not do things 100% correct, I'll actually be using the correct tools and the correct process. So we'll at least get some sort of method done. So anyways, let's show you what the floors are looking like so you have an idea what I have to take care of. Okay, well this is what I'm looking at for a floor. Not exactly that nice. Over here, where we're putting the fireplace piece, you can see an old heat vent register. That was a massive hole, and it would have been too difficult to splice in other sections of floor that I had, like I did over here for this hole. There was too much stuff to do, so I decided to tile it with slate. So we got a couple little slate tiles that we'll just tile in there, and it'll look pretty nice. But as you can see, the floor's pretty rough. I put a couple passes with the belt sander in a couple spots just to see what the wood actually looks like under there. So the wood's looking pretty good and salvageable, so we'll just get that big old drum sander and go to town on this thing. And hopefully we'll be able to concentrate on other things and not have to worry about this room. And if you're wondering, this is gray, not blue. But still have to finish off the coffered ceilings that we're making. But making progress. All right, well that's going to do it for today. I gotta head out, get that sander to get working on these floors. We'll probably bring it back for when we throw the transmission into the Raider, just to kind of show off how that transmission jack works and how it makes everything so much easier. And then, now that the Tiburon isn't really a project vehicle anymore and is more a daily driver, I'm probably going to start up a new series and call it something like a Daily Driver Series. And that's where I'm going to work on common issues that you have with daily drivers. So we're going to talk about bleeding brakes and that type of stuff. I've got a Trailblazer that doesn't have four-wheel drive working, so we'll be looking at that and kind of some touch up on the Tiburon after having it for so long. And essentially it's just a way to keep the Tiburon around, since I still really enjoy that car, but it's no longer a performance fun car. It's just going to be a daily driver, and we'll look at different stuff there. Probably have an entire section about the timing belt, and as you can see with that block, why it's imperative that you replace timing belts. Because if you broke a timing belt, that's kind of what would happen. So anyways, thanks for stopping around. I've started up a Instagram that's pretty much just going to cover simple little things like box openings and that type of stuff. Things that I don't want to clutter YouTube with a video with. So just quick little pictures. But anyways,